In this gilded theater of high society, every face is a masterpiece of deception. The gold masks hide the rot within, and the sharpest daggers are always concealed behind the brightest smiles. Tonight, my family was the main attraction. The Solis legacy was on display, a monument to power, built on a foundation of silence and sacrifice. We were the crown jewels of an empire of secrets. But I was the only one who knew the stage was set for a tragedy. I could feel the tension in the air, a storm waiting for its moment to break while we all ignored the signs. The Solis legacy was built on secrets. My family held court, powerful and polished, surrounded by the elite. They were the masters of this theater, pulling strings from the shadows. I had spent my life following a script written in betrayal. I was the pawn they used to secure their throne. The daughter meant to be seen, never heard. Until now. Watching the Vipers circle, I learned that every gilded lie has its breaking point. Mine was closer than they could imagine. The glass mask was finally cracking. The stage was about to burn. The woman in the mirror wasn't a pawn anymore. I looked at my reflection and saw a stranger I was finally meeting. A woman who knew her worth and her fire. My destiny was finally mine to write. I was a queen moving of my own accord, stepping into a den of vipers for the man I loved. I was no longer afraid of the dark. I was the storm. My heart beat with a rhythm they could never understand. The mask was finally beginning to crack, revealing the fire underneath. The game was over, and the real war was about to begin. The fire was mine. It was time. A new life was calling from beyond the glass. Then the air changed. The heartbeat of the gala skipped a beat, a shadow moving through the light. Finally, everything changed. I could feel his presence, finally. The waiting was over. Kai Navarro correctly stepped out. He didn't just walk into a room, he occupied it, a force of nature my family couldn't control. He was my warrior, finally, a king arriving to claim his throne. He was a billionaire from the dark world, a man my family feared more than death itself. And tonight, he was finally here for me. He was my sanctuary. "I've come for what's mine," he whispered into the silence of the hall. His presence was an absolute force, but his touch was everything. In front of the world, he claimed me. A silent vow that echoed louder than any shout. I wasn't just his queen, I was his soul. The vipers could only watch. He moved with a gravity no one dared to challenge. His kiss was a storm, raw and unyielding, shattering the lies of my past. In that moment, the Solis legacy turned to dust, leaving only our fire. "You're mine," he breathed against my skin, a promise of forever. He saw me across the room, and the distance between us vanished into a waltz of fire and shadow. In his arms, I found a raw, terrifying peace. "No one takes what is mine," he growled softly, his voice vibrating through my soul, anchoring me to his side. In front of everyone, he claimed me, a declaration that shattered the Solis legacy. I was his, completely, undeniably. I was no longer a pawn. I was a queen beside her warrior. "Watch them tremble, Ariana," he said softly, the weight of his words a shield. "I am here with you," he murmured, his voice a sanctuary. "I am going to protect you." I believed every word, knowing he was my true sanctuary and protector. We moved through the night, a wall of shadows against the dark. The hunt had officially begun, but we were faster than the storm. But the shadows were closing in. They saw my choice, and in their eyes, it was a death sentence. The rivals were no longer just watching. We were moving toward a new horizon, one they could never reach, a sanctuary of our own making. We were finally safe, but the adrenaline was a slow burn in our veins. He held me as if I were made of glass and fire, his gaze stripping away my every defense. "You're home now," he whispered, his voice thick with a desire that consumed us both. The world outside was gone. His strength was my fortress. As he carried me toward the master bedroom, the world outside simply ceased to exist. There was only the heat of his body and the promise of a surrender that would change everything. In his eyes, I saw my future, my anchor. His eyes never left mine as he laid me down, a moment of profound intimacy that felt like a prayer. "I've got you, Ariana," he whispered, his gaze a flame that scorched away my remaining doubts. "You are the only truth I have left in this world of shadows." He took me to his sanctuary, away from the lies. Deep in the heart of the forest, we were finally off the grid. "Don't cry," he murmured, his thumbs tracing my skin with a tenderness that broke my heart. "You're mine now. No one will ever hurt you again." Kai ensured that the peace we had found wouldn't be broken. In the hallowed quiet of the room, he became my entire world, and I became his. Our fire merged into one unyielding, passionate flame that burned away the cold. We were finally one soul. Inside, I was shaking, the reality of the escape catching up to me. But the morning sun was a promise of a future I never thought I'd have. We woke up looking at each other and smiled. "I love you," he said, and for the first time, the words felt like home. He was my sanctuary, my anchor in the storm. We were two fires burning in the dark, merged into one eternal light. Every breath was a new beginning, a life built on a love that was raw, deep, and undeniably ours. I was finally home, safe, loved. He touched my face, his gaze holding me tight. "I have to go now. I need to finish this with my enemies," he said, his voice a low rumble of protection. "I have to protect you, Ariana." I watched him rise, the warrior returning to the light. "Come back to me safe," I told him. "I will be here waiting for you. I love you." He turned, a ghost of a smile on his lips. "I will come back, my love." The door clicked shut, leaving me in the silence of his sanctuary. He was my warrior, stepping out to face the storm for us. I would wait for him, always. Through the fire and the dark, he was my only world. The heart has made its choice. Follow our story for the next chapter. Join the fire today. Like and subscribe, comment below, and join our journey. The fire is just beginning. Always, forever, finish. Join the fire, become the light. Our journey continues. Now, always, forever, finish.